All right, we're back. Another episode of Sad Powers Podcast. My buddy DJ, everybody.
Hey, what's up?
Not much. How's it going, man?
Just surviving this Corona thing. You know how it is. This
Mhm.
lockdown's getting to me.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's been a while now. It's like, at first I was like, okay, whatever. And now it's like, man, this is too much. It's fuck.
Yeah,
Mhm.
like it wasn't so bad when it was cold outside. When I was like, you know what? I really don't want to go out. And then now
Yeah.
it's like, I'm sweating balls and I can't go to the pool or library or anything. Like
Mhm.
getting a little crazy.
You miss doing comedy?
Yes. Well, yes and no. Yes, I miss performing. No, I don't miss dealing with comics.
Why?
Because
Tell me more. Tell me more.
as individuals, most comics are really nice people. But in a hive mind, and when they get into like status and like popularity contests, it's kind of like they really lose focus of the craft and kind of just bitch at each other.
Mm.
That's just again my intake.
I've never really had that experience. But I could see that, I guess.
Well, I mean, I've been at it for almost 2 decades now in like three different cities. But yeah, I've seen some. I mean, again, as I say, as individuals, great. But you put them on a comedy forum, and it's like Caesar's last night at the Apollo. It's like everyone's taking stabs.
Yeah. When you would do your sets and shit, you would talk about like how you're in the porn industry and stuff. So I really wanted to talk about that.
Adult cinema thespian. Thespian. I
What's
am an
that?
actor, goddammit. I am an artist, an actor.
All
I am it.
right.
Yeah, okay, go on.
Yes, I wanted to hear you talk about like what it was like and stuff. I love hearing like
Okay.
talking to you at the bar is awesome. Hearing just like shooting the shit. It's like it's interesting to get like a look kind of like behind the scenes in that world. You told me some
Yeah,
interesting stuff. Uh, and I don't want to misquote you or anything, so I'd rather hear
sure.
it straight from your mouth.
No problem. Okay, but a warning. I'm going to give you a warning now. I'm going to destroy every fantasy you ever had about porn. I'm gonna, you're gonna get a glimpse behind the curtain on how the real world works, how
Yeah.
it really works. But yeah, I've been in the biz for 8 years, from 2005 to 2013, in multiple levels. Like I started off as performer, and then moved up to like production assistant, and then moved up to production manager, and then post production, then webmastering and uploading videos and stuff like that. So I've seen it all, or at least it takes a lot to shock me.
It's funny that
And,
performers at the bottom. Like that seems
oh
like
yeah,
the
dude,
best job. you know?
no, dude, it is so much pressure. It is pathetic pay for all the pressure. You
Yeah.
know, like everyone's all like, oh women, and I get it. Like women in the industry should be paid, and they are the excuse the pun, the backbone of the industry. But they say, what's the hardest day in porn? When it's not.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So you have to rely on your male talent because
hmm
everything rests on him. So if he can't, then it ain't happening. So
You
yeah,
just get some Viagra or something. You're all good. Some Cialis in
uh,
there.
yeah. But you got to remember is um, when it comes to Viagra and stuff like that, it messes with your blood flow, so your
Hmm.
face goes red.
Oh,
And
really?
yeah, and I'm going to try to figure out how to put this nicely. When you're trying to motivate yourself to the final shot, um, it's like pushing concrete through a garden hose. You
Yeah,
get my
yeah.
drift? Yeah, okay. So,
Yeah, yeah, for the facial at the end or whatever,
yeah,
But
it's
just a little bit dribbles out, it's all good. Yeah.
yeah, because it's like pushing concrete through a garden hose. So, one time on a gangbang shoot, I was doing production, and me and some of the other guys in the production crew were making bets on who's gonna pop or pass out, right? And so
Yeah.
we're making bets, and one guy, because they got their okay, one of the guys got their hands on this like Indian knockoff, like it from India knockoff Viagra,
Uh-huh.
right? Which basically was hard on the guy's body. So they're there doing their final shot, and they can see on their faces, and you're just like, oh, he's gonna pass out. Oh, he's gonna pass out, right? Because they had the balls, and then all of a sudden, one guy, his knees gave out. He started falling forward onto the girl, and one of the guys bumped him, so he fell sideways. And
Oh
yeah,
shit.
so when it comes to Viagra and stuff, if you live off of it if you rely on it completely, some days it's gonna be hard.
Damn.
Like some days, yeah. But yeah, let's
That's
destroy
a
your
funny
fancy
story,
appointment.
man. I
Oh, I
like
got
that story of like he almost fell on her and then the other guy bumped her. That's man, I feel like gangbangs are probably weird. Is it like when you were a performer, did you ever do a gangbang?
oh fuck yeah, dude, like 136
You know 136 gangbangs?
on comeonyourface.com.
Damn, what?
Wait, let me phrase it. Comeonyourface.com is the song we sing at the end.
Wait, so
All the
people go to
guys.
comeonherface.com, they can find videos of you coming on girls' faces with a bunch of other dudes.
Yeah,
That's crazy, man.
it's
This is
just
wild.
another. Honestly, it's another Saturday afternoon to me.
You still do shit
Saturday
like that
afternoon.
ever? You still party that guy?
Honestly, you guys stopped paying for it, so they outsourced my job back to Americans.
Yeah. Oh, before they wanted Canadians or?
Well, no, because we would get paid. Our rates were lower, and it was all webcam, like it was all web work.
Mhm.
Like it was all like for websites and stuff like that. So the pay scale for websites versus DVD was a different pay scale, and so the guys would make like $50 to show up and pop, and well, no, $75 to show up and pop, and you get $25 just for showing up if you didn't get it up or pop, and 150 to fucking pop.
They pay guys just to show up? That seems kind of weird.
No, that means the 25 was just like, um, thanks for showing up. Here's $25. We're never calling you again.
Right, right. Yeah,
You
okay,
know,
yeah.
so
Hmm.
so it wasn't like the guy showed up and he's like fucking pissed. It's like, dude, you didn't get it up. You couldn't pop. Here's like $25. It was nice. Hey, have a good night. Talk to you later. Or well, not talk to you later. So
Talk
yeah,
to you never. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So like you would, some guys would show up, get a little hard, and pop at the end, and then some guys were like designated fuckers. They were the fuckers, and
And you're one of those guys, right?
well, it would give and take on depending on the shoot. Like some girls would show up and pick the guys they would fuck.
Oh, really? Interesting.
Yeah,
So
they
they
would
just
like
pick
cause
their favorite guys, like whichever ones they thought looked the best or whatever?
yeah,
Huh.
yeah,
Yeah, I've noticed that like in gangbang videos on like Porn Hub or whatever, it is like usually like it's not like every guy fucks her. You know, it's like there's like a
yeah,
couple guys that fuck her or whatever, and then and I was like, I kind of thought like that's kind of weird, you know what I mean? Like, or whatever. But sometimes it is. Sometimes every guy gets to fuck them, but it's like sometimes
yeah.
it's only a couple or whatever. Yeah.
Again, it depends on the feature, the female performer. Because again, she might have problems with a guy or two, or we have 12 guys. She says six get to fuck, and that's she gets to pick the six.
Hmm.
And again, granted, because again, it's her right to who she will interact with, and
Right.
it's all conduit work, so it's not a matter of safety. Like, well, it is kind of, and it isn't. Like, if she knows the guy is fucking around or doesn't really know him, and he's just one of the new guys on the shoot or the crew, then she's like, I really don't know him. I don't trust him. I don't feel comfortable working with him. Yeah.
Hmm.
So he just kind of gets his dicky sucked and pop shot at the end.
It's so funny. I like the little like words, yeah, like pop shot and whatever. They're like are the like you have like industry slang.
Industry terms, man.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
it's like how much for a boy girl shoot. Uh, there'll be digital, oral, bad, and anal. Just kind of like this is how we run down the production.
Right, right. Man, that's actually like super interesting to me. Do you have any like stories you really want to share that you think would be like
Oh,
people would
fuck, I
want to
got
hear?
tons.
Let's hear
Okay,
them.
I'll
I
start
want to
with
hear
how I
some.
got into porn.
All
How
right,
I got
cool.
into porn. Comedy. Comedy got me into porn. I always joked about like I'm doing comedy to get into porn. And then
Hmm.
one day I'm on set in Vancouver or on a show in Vancouver, and I'm doing like how Ron Jeremy's my hero because if he can do porn, I still have hope.
Hmm.
And
Yeah,
then
yeah.
some
Well,
some
when he
guy
was
was
started gone to porn, he was a lot hotter than he is now, you know.
oh, yeah, but you know what I mean. Like it's just that Ron Jeremy's every guy's hero, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And so I did that joke. Some guy gave me a card at the end of the night. We had joked about it. We had some laughs. We had a few beers. And then he's like, no, seriously, call me tomorrow. So I called him, and he's like, seriously? I'm like, dude, that was funny, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, no, check out these sites, call me back. I check out the sites, he's on them, right? So I
Hmm.
call him back. He's like, go get your paperwork done, like the STI test, and call me when you get them. So in 10 days later, I get my STI test back. I call him. He's like, where are you? And I'm like, I give him the address. He's like, go shower and shave. We're going to be there in like 10 minutes. And he shows up like 10 minutes, he shows up a half hour later. And I come to the car and I'm like, so is this close enough? He's like, not there, you idiot. So finally we get to a hotel room. And within me getting to a hotel room, next time, I'm fucking in the middle of a gangbang, right? I
Oh
did
my
my
god.
addendums, I did all my paperwork. And then I was drinking a little heavily the night before. So I'm kind of still in that drunk mode. So I'm coming out of that drunk mode with, what's with all the dudes? Why is there a camera? Who the fuck is me? You know when you come out of that drunken haze? Yeah.
Right. Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, that was my introduction to porn. And then 8 months after that, or 9 months after that, I'm running them, organizing them, booking all the guys. So
Damn,
yeah.
that's a trip, man. It's so weird. Like, that's so funny. It's like, is is it ever weird for you just like jerking off with a bunch of other dudes all jerking off of one girl, or is it like a turn on, or is it like
Um,
what are you
it
feeling
was
in
just
that
work.
moment? Yeah.
Honestly, because the guys, like the core group of guys, we'd hang out, and we're all friends, and we're all like, we know each other. So we would, but you don't see us fucking with each other,
Mm.
like messing with each other, making fun of each other, like we're just friends, right? I remember one time, another guy, Fat Zane. So I'm there over a girl's face, you know, focusing my happy place, getting the job done. And Fat Zane comes up behind me, and gives me a wet willy,
While you're
but I
jerking
still
off
said,
on this girl's
yeah.
face, your buddy is giving you a well. That's hilarious. I wonder if it's weird for the girls. It's like she's sitting there. I mean, you know,
Honestly, the girls got into the fun just as much.
that's good.
Right?
That's
Like
good. Yeah.
again,
Fuck, man.
I got to remember the scene I was in Vancouver. It was like imagine swingers with camcorders. Like we
Mhm.
all knew each other. I babysitted their kids. We'd
Right,
hang
the
out. We'd
girls
eat
too.
chips.
Even you were friends with, not
Oh yeah,
just the guys. Yeah, yeah.
no, like it was. It sometimes it would be like some drama, but mostly it was like a very very dysfunctional family.
Mhm.
Like because a lot of people outside the industry would judge us, so we would more rely on each other and hang out with each other and you know take. But again, some people were like come in, make their money, fly by night, disappear. Others were there for functions, birthdays, holidays, and all that.
Do you
But yeah,
think you would get back into like actually doing like the performing ever again?
yeah, but there's no money. Like, and there's no production.
Yeah, but you could still be like an old man fucking a young hot girl, right? You get that part.
Yeah, I know, but there's more to it than that, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Like I hated when people were always like, "Oh, it's just porn," and I'm like, if you're gonna do something, do it properly. So I'd
Hmm.
always like, make sure we did our best to make sure the scene was done correctly.
How'd you guys even like make money off of it? There's so much free porn out there. Like I've never paid for
That
porn in my life. Like
that
how is people making money off of it?
they're not. That's why it's ending.
Yeah, yeah. And there's
Like
so much porn
um,
out there. There's just like
yeah.
it's
I remember we were also competing with Webcam Girls and the crash of 2008,
the crash. What kind of crash?
the economy crash, the
Oh,
economic
right,
crash
right.
of 2008,
Hmm.
which really put it dead. Because then now people didn't have money, porn companies were closing, people weren't investing, and then web girls came along. So any 18-year-old with a webcam or camera, you go, woo, and then she's making banking money. And
Hmm.
then now all the porn forums came out, and who's paying for it? Before it was we had a site, we would upload a video, certain amount of videos a month, and then people would just pay for the site,
Hmm.
and that's how we made our production money.
And that doesn't happen at all anymore, you think? Or is there's still
Very
got
rarely,
yeah.
very rarely. You got to get really niche.
Hmm.
All right, we're bringing another guest on screen. This is being
Yeah,
a pain
let's
in the
do it.
butt. This is Trouble. Hey, Trouble.
Oh yeah, this is gonna be the thumbnail for sure.
All right, I like to be Trouble. She's like playing with the mouse while I'm trying to like control it,
Yeah, yeah.
and she lives up to her name. Come on. Okay. Her
Would you
brother
ever
Chaos.
go ahead?
Oh no, I was gonna say her brother Chaos is somewhere around here hiding.
Hmm.
I have two cats named Trouble and Chaos.
Oh, nice, love it. Would you ever date a porn star?
Yeah, I have.
Mhm. What's
See, that's
that
the best
like?
part. Um, well, you can't be jealous. You can't be jealous.
Right.
You got to deal with your insecurities straight up. Um, okay, dating porn stars as a porn performer is different. It's 180 than normal people because the girl makes the move. You don't hit on the girls hit on you.
Right.
If the girl, like after the scene's like, you want to go for coffee or take you out for dinner, then you can say yes. But you don't ask her for dinner. You don't harass her.
Yeah.
So
She
when
just
the
lets you
girls,
come on her face. Like, don't harass the girl. Goddamn.
hey, guys show up to the scene and be like, I remember newbies would show up to the porn, like the gangbang, and would start like talking to the girl like, hey baby, you're better than this. Oh, let me take you away from this world. And the girl's like, get the fuck away from me.
Yeah.
My husband's over there. And yeah, so yeah, it's completely different. Like when the girls ask you for dinner, go for the lobster. With the
Yeah.
pay scale, with the pay scale, she can afford the lobster. She can afford the lobster.
So when a porn star asks you if you want to go, she's buying then.
Yeah. And also the girls treat us like trading cards. We're like trophies to them.
Oh, interesting. Huh.
Because it's now it's besides what's fucking on film, it's now we're property off film. Because the girls are like, oh well, I'm dating so and so. Well, I'm dating so and so. And it's
Uh,
also kind of like get you if they date another porn star, they can do non-condom scenes, right? Because you're both tested, you're only fucking each other.
well,
And
that's what most
also,
scenes are. I feel like I've seen like everything on Pornhub is even the gangbangs and shit. None of those, like most of
yeah,
them, aren't even using condoms.
that's states. We're in Canada. States
Oh,
has
in
AIDS.
Canada, there's like a different rule, like you were saying
Yeah,
before. Okay,
you
I
have
get.
to sign. You have to sign a waiver
Huh?
to say you agree not to go, like to go bareback.
They don't do that in the states, and why? Like, why isn't they just sign the waivers then? Or
Oh, they do, but again, uh, in a gangbang, you don't know everybody. You don't know what they're up to. So you want to keep
Yeah,
safety.
yeah, you should be safe anyways. Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, if
It is
you're
kind of
dating a
fucked
guy,
if you see that, yeah, because like in those gang, and it's always like the people, like the dudes, always look sketchy as fuck. Anyways, it's
some of
like,
them,
yo,
some of them are
this is
sketchy
like
as
a
fuck.
nice little pretty girl, letting all these fucking weirdos just hit it raw. It's like,
Some of them, honestly, some of the guys are sketchy as
yeah,
fuck. I mean, I used to organize the guys, and some of the shit I had to put up with was just off the rails. Like, um, ego tripping. It was funny. We get guys that come in for the first gangbang shoot, and they're like, I'm alpha male, blah, 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 blah. And when it came down to limp and just like crying in the corner,
oh man, yeah, I don't
like
know
they,
if I'd
yo,
ever be able to do something like that because I'd like it would be like. Would be so weird, man. Like I feel like fucking someone. It's like it's so like intimate, and it's like just you and them. And it's like that moment, like porn and like gangbangs, is like so different and shit. It's like
yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah. Well, I have a joke story about it. Is okay, so I'm doing an office scene, and in the office scene, we couldn't get a desk, so they got a dining room table, which is a little higher than a desk.
hmm
And fuck you, I'm not short. So they got me a phone book to stand on. Fuck you, I'm not short. And we all know how stable phone books are. For millennials, phone books are what the police officers used to use to beat you before you had Google.
yeah. So you don't get bruised. Yeah.
Yeah. And so they got me the phone book, and we all know how stable it is. And the girl I'm working with, so I'm just barely holding on. And the girl I'm working with is a friend of mine, and her husband is the guy with the camera today. So he comes and backs me up literally, right?
Mhm.
Like, because he knows how I'm struggling. So
Yeah.
now I got a camera over my right shoulder. He's whispering in my left ear, going, "Dude, you can pop now." And I'm like, "It would be a lot better if your package wasn't almost halfway up my ass."
Yeah.
So I go to my happy place, and job got done. So yeah, that's the kind of shit. That's the intimacy of you have.
Yeah.
It's like there's no intimacy. But yeah, you got to
Yeah.
be very secure in your masculinity,
Yeah. Yeah. For sure. Um.
especially with us fucks, because we would mess with you guys like there's no tomorrow. Like I remember Rock, who was one of the guys, and so he's getting head from his wife, and Nick, who's a newer guy, is eating out his wife, and then Rocco, and like kind of so Rocco's above, Nick's face is kind of right by his knees, right? So Rocco, to fuck with him, starts petting his head while he's eating out his wife, going, and like the face on Nick's face was priceless, right? So Rock's like, "How do you doing, puppy? How do you doing?" So yeah, we would torture each other.
That's incredible, but like, cause in that moment, that guy's the cuck. He's letting some other guy go down on his wife, and then he flips it around and makes that guy feel weird. Like, what? That's like mind blowing.
Again, we would
You
fuck with
got
each other
cucked
like we
by the
did.
cuck, you know? Like, how's that possible?
Well, it was just us having fun. It
Yeah.
was kind of like if the camera wasn't on you, you could fuck around.
hmm
So if you ever watch Cop and all of a sudden everyone's laughing, something weird off camera happens.
Right.
Something weird.
I've seen like porn bloopers, a lot of shit like that, which
Yeah.
are funny. There's a lot of good ones. I remember like there's this one where it's like this girl, she's like getting like fucked by a bunch of dudes or whatever, and like one of them come in her hair and it pisses her off so much, and she
Oh
calls a
yeah.
stop to everything, and everything else was fine, but getting cum in her hair was like this horrible thing.
Don't ever come in a girl's hair. Don't ever come in a girl's hair. She will lose her fucking mind. You know the
Yeah,
worst? The worst is when the girls are like, "Okay, guys, don't get in my eye." And we're all like, "Why'd you say that?
yeah.
Why'd you say that?" Because you know what's gonna happen. You know? Because the girl's
Some
like, "Don't come in my eyes." It's like, "Why'd you say that? Why? Now we're gonna have to come in your eye." You know,
yeah.
just we're gonna try not to, but we are. It's like saying, "I hope this bridge doesn't break." The bridge breaks.
Yeah,
You know?
exactly. Yeah.
Oh God, I'm trying to think of some other stories. I have shitloads of
I
stories.
love it,
Like
man. It's hilarious. Yeah.
my one and only DVD shoot, which was in Toronto. I was working with two girls. It was a threesome, me, two girls, in the back of a hearse, dead of winter in Toronto, -30 weather.
Hmm.
So
That's
one of the
crazy.
girls was fair skinned. She started turning blue. It went from Nishi to necrophilia way too quick for me. Way too quick. Girls turning blue. We're in back of a hearse. You know, I'm kind of like, this ain't working for me. This is not really my turn on. But again, I worked through it. Every time the camera would go quit or like cut, we'd grab the blanket, wrap Monica in it, and hold like hug her because she's just shivering. So yeah, that was weird. That was weird.
Yeah, it's a trip. Yeah, have you ever jerked off to your own porn?
People have asked me that many times, and all I gotta answer is like, are we like kind of remembering the good old days, or am I a narcissist jerking off to myself?
I don't know. Yeah, just do you do it? I'm curious. I would. I would for sure.
I was just I have a collection of my own stuff kicking around. That's all I'm saying. All I'm saying.
Tell me some more stories. Let's hear another story.
Okay. Oh God. Oh fuck. There's so many. Um. Hmm. Okay. I told you the office scene. Uh. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, I was shooting in Toronto, and you gotta understand, you deal with a lot of sketchy performers. Not you think the performers are sketchy. Some of the producers are sketchy. Like this one producer. I was working with Katrina B. Google her. She's an old friend. I was hanging out with her. We were dating. We were hanging out, and
Why
she.
should I Google her?
Oh no, I'm just saying. Like if you want to Google artists I worked with.
Oh, okay.
Um, so we're in Toronto. We had a hotel room. We had to give up the hotel room because the producer came late and he wasn't going to pay for extended night for another night.
Hmm.
So she's like, done. So we drove 2 hours to Barrie to do a shoot. Now he went and got his friend's house, and so his friend called all of his friends. So when we showed up to the house, there was 15 drunk college kids. And the producer all of a sudden got cold feet and didn't want and couldn't perform. And I wasn't supposed to perform that night,
Hmm.
but Katrina's like, dude, I'll pay you and can you perform? We've worked, me, you, and Monica have worked like countless times together. Let's perform together. And I'm like, done. And the girls were gonna pay me.
Hmm.
So you think dealing with hecklers is bad? Try doing a fuck scene with 15 drunk kids heckling me. Like,
That's hilarious.
you know, and I'm like, I'm coming back again. Deep down, I'm a fucking comic.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna let some shithead say shit and let it slide. No, 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 no. I'm like just coming back to back insults with them, and hey, the job got done.
Good
That's
job,
gonna be a
man.
thing.
Good
The
job.
job got done.
Nice. Fucking.
But yeah,
That'd be so weird. I can't even imagine that. Just like having like 15 dudes like heckling me while you're trying to have sex. That'd be so funny. Man, that's like
I
that'd be a
imagine.
good like little skit on YouTube or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I've had to jerk off, do a solo scene, and tell jokes at the same time.
Wait, why?
Because that was the thing. It was kind of like
You
it was
did that? That's so crazy.
it's a solo shoot, right?
Yeah.
Solo guy shoot. So I got like three or four guys holding cameras, one whatever, blah blah blah, holding camera, and and the guy behind the camera is like, "Yo, DJ, tell us about yourself." I'm like, "I heard your comment, blah blah blah." So it was like one of those interview scenes, and so I'm talking. He's like, "So why don't you touch yourself for us? Show us your penis, blah blah blah." And so I'm waking it. He's like, tell him some jokes. And I'm like,
Dude, this is fucked. This is so funny.
so when people always ask me, like, how can you stay in character on stage so well when people are fucking with your set? And I'm like, try jerking off and telling jokes. Let's see how
Yeah,
well you can do that.
I've
That's my
never had the pleasure of doing that. That's so funny though. I love it.
welcome to my life, baby. Welcome to my life. There's reasons I drink.
Yeah. Do you ever think that stand-up comedy and porn could somehow be combined and like you're just telling jokes while having sex with a girl?
We
Or
were
porn?
talking about that because a lot of the guys in the cop crew really respected my comedy,
Hmm.
and because other comics don't, so they respected my comedy, and they thought I was like badass because I'm like they came to my shows and they're like, "Fuck dude, you're a badass," and
So,
we always talked about doing comedy porn, but then it's like you're adding two elements that I don't know will go together for normal people. Maybe if we did jokes about behind the porn scene, right?
hmm.
But actually fucking and telling jokes. Like me and Zane, again, a good
Yeah, you're
friend.
telling jokes to like Seinfeld jokes just while like fucking a girl. It'd be so weird. It doesn't even make
Yeah.
sense.
Like people would be
Yeah.
like, what's going on? What's going on?
Yeah.
Me and Zane, so with Katrina, if she came up on the screen yet, Katrina's doing a shoot with Zane. I'm dating Katrina, but I'm also doing pictures for the shoot. And me and Zane have a history of fucking with each other. Like this is our fun. He's the only other male porn star that kind of kept up with me on the jokes. Like we would crack into each other all the time, and so we're cracking into each other. And like Katrina's like, "That's it, you two out. You're annoying me. You're pissing me off." So we had to go wait in the hallway until like Zane had to go do his job. So yeah,
Man. Did you ever get lucky enough to do like the reverse gangbang where it's like a bunch of girls?
the most I've done is two girls at
That's
once.
still pretty dope though.
About I think 4 times, 4 or 5 times.
Nice.
It is, but again, it's not it's not off camera sex, right? Like
It's not the same. It doesn't feel as good.
no, it's not cuddling, no kissing. Like sometimes they kiss, but
Yeah.
it's not romantic. It's like very cold, very mechanical.
Mm.
Like lean back, let the camera view back, open up. We're doing this position and tap
It
and
still
flip
feels
position.
good though, right? It's like, yeah.
You got to go to your happy place sometimes.
Mm.
Like honestly, there's very rarely, but sometimes it happened. There would be a girl I didn't want to work with, right? Like just we were water and oil, could not stand each other, blah blah blah. And some girls' tricks were a few girls' tricks were to sabotage the shoot, and so they didn't have to perform, but yet still try to get paid. So they
So how would
sabotaged the
they do
male
that?
performer.
How could they do that?
Oh, they would say the meanest shit to the male performer. So if the male performer didn't have thick skin, wouldn't
Oh,
work,
so you'd
right?
still pay the girl and then the guy would get in shit because he couldn't get it up.
Yeah,
They're like super mean to you. That's kind of hilarious.
yeah. But you see, I'm fucking dead inside.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I
That would
heckled.
turn
I
me
get
on
heckled.
probably. I'd be like, oh yeah, baby, call me a piece of shit.
I just turned it around to a hate fuck. I asked the producer, going, "Can we make this a hate fuck?" He's like, "You know what? Yeah, do your thing." And so I'd be like, "Hey, fuck, not going across the line to where it's assault,
Yeah.
but she would say mean shit to me, and I'd just come back at her like a fucking heckler."
That's fucking crazy, man.
And then producers were like, because again, off camera, I'm a pretty nice guy, easygoing. Like off stage,
Hmm.
I'm approachable, talkable. So the guys were like, I don't know if DJ can be mean. And then when I got one girl who started pissing me off, and I'm like, this is now a hate fuck. And I remember Rami, one of the guys, the camera guys, was like, Man, you went from Dr. Jekyll to Mr. Hyde like that. You were just like eating like, hey little piggy, let's do this little piggy. And just like he was like, I've never seen that darkness come out of you before. And I'm like, hey, it comes from a very dark, dark place.
Yeah. How many scenes have you done, do you think, around?
Over 250.
Damn,
And
so
man, that
that's over
month,
250 girls, or were multiple with?
no. Multiple same girls sometimes. Um, I don't know how many girls I've worked with. I'm like easily over 100. You know, um, but yeah, I mean 250. That was a hard month, man. That was one hard month. But yeah, no, it's the name of the game. That's the biz.
Would you
Is
recommend to anybody to go into this business, or would you say stay away?
well, one thing I would do because I would also recruit girls. Like I
Right.
would answer the ads and do the coffee date. And by coffee date, I mean Starbucks in public with somebody else, with another girl with me. So, and
Wait,
recording
you
everything.
bring a girl and you're talking to the girl interviewing it. Is that what you
Yeah,
said?
no.
Okay.
A girl answers the ad. This is
Yeah.
when I was production. A girl would answer the ad. They'd want to meet up. I'm like, okay, let's go to this Starbucks here and here, and we're going to sit down and we're going to talk. Because A, I want it public, and B, I want to witness.
Mhm.
Like I'm never alone with the girl until she signs paperwork and has committed. And again, she's never alone because there's always camera people,
Yeah,
makeup
yeah.
artists,
Production, blah
stuff like
blah
that.
blah. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So first date would be in a coffee shop to make sure it's a girl. Because I've had guys answer ads and then like pretending to be a girl, and
Why?
then like because they're not thinking. They're just like, I'll show up to the shoot and there'll be a girl I can fuck. And you're like, dude, you're supposed to be the girl.
What if it's a gangbang shoot? It's like, bro, now you gotta be the
You know
girl.
what?
Put on this dress, you know?
You know what? You answer the ad as a girl. We're putting makeup on you, and you're getting in there. Well, that's why I'd always do a
That's
coffee date
wild, man.
beforehand.
That's funny. That never crossed my mind that would happen. You know, like some guy'd be like,
Happens.
"Oh yeah, I'll pretend to be a girl so I can get in on this porn shoot." That's so funny. Okay, so first you do that, and then you guys talk, and you're like, "Okay, you down to get fucked
Well,
by 15 dudes?" And she's like, "Yeah." And then what happens?
honestly, at the coffee date, I'd ask her age, then I'd ask to see ID,
Right.
right? And if she's just turned 18, I'm like, wait a year. Think about it. Once you start, it's out there for life.
Damn, yeah, you're a good guy
So
to do that because a lot of people would hop right on that. They'd be like, "Oh yeah," and then they put that in the title, you know, like eight just turned 18, fresh.
honestly, every girl that says she's 18 and porn, add 2 to 3 years.
Yeah, for sure, yeah.
Any girl's like, I'm 18, you're 25. I always saw your ID. Um,
Yeah.
but then again, you gotta understand this. Do you want a girl for a shoot, or do you want to make a porn star? Because
Mhm.
being a porn star makes more money. So you get a girl for, you put a lot of energy in to get a girl for one shoot. Great. You know, because you didn't uh, prepare her for the industry, and she's too young to really grasp her up on time. So if you tell her to wait a year or two, and then when she comes back to you with a little more life experience, a little more mature. Oh wait, just wait. I think I lost my internet connection. Can you still hear me?
You were cutting in and out a little bit, but I think it's better now,
Okay.
man.
All right. My internet downstairs is a little sketchy.
No
Uh,
problem.
so yeah, um, you put a lot of energy. You don't prepare her. She gets scared off. So if she comes back a couple of years, she's a little more mature, and then you can mold a porn star, make a whole website around you, a whole series, a fan base, make a real thing out of it. So yeah,
Mhm.
I would rather turn them down than have a mess to deal with a mess later. You know, Like a girl's 18, she comes in, she didn't know what she's getting into, got in over her head, and then a couple years down the road, she comes back at you with a lawsuit, right? Even though she has no ground because she signed all the papers. But
Right.
you don't want that. You want people to love you at the end of the day. You want a performer to
Yeah,
come
you don't
back.
want to fuck over anyone's life, and there are like porn stars that have like killed themselves and shit because of like
Yeah,
harassment, blah blah blah.
yeah. Like
Um,
I try to brace myself for that. It's like, listen, your family's gonna disown you. Your
mhm.
friends, you're gonna go out in public, and pieces of shit guys are gonna make fun of you. Prepare yourself for that.
Yeah, it's weird. Like I kind of wonder like what is their motivation because there seems to be so many women in porn, right? It's like there's so much out there doing crazy shit. Like the craziest fucking shit that I could like never even imagine. Go ahead.
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what. Here's the three types, basic three types I've come across
All right.
or come on. Um, One, somebody who loves sex. Two, somebody who needs money ASAP. Like
Mhm.
landlord at the front door, drug dealer at the back door. So they want money now.
Mhm.
Three, people who make it a career. They're thinking making a website, fan base, looking at the AVNs as a goal, that kind of shit, right?
Mhm.
So these two I love. The middle ones who want the money ASAP, you go fuck off. If
That
they're
was a
gonna be,
sick metaphor. Like I like all led up to you being like
I've done
that.
it many times.
That
I've
was
done
well
it many
done. I
times.
like that. Yeah.
Because these are the ones who are going to cause you the most headache. Because they're
Right.
going to agree to stuff on the phone and get there and then renegotiate,
And
right?
like
They're going to be like,
morally too, you can kind of feel bad like to just like fuck someone that like they just want that money to buy drugs or something that's wrong in a way,
yeah.
right?
So I remember one girl, I was the performer on the shoot, and the guy is a good friend of mine, the producer, just paid her and blackballed her from all productions.
Hmm.
Like called every producer in Vancouver, was like, this is the experience I just had, and showed the video to them. And
Wait, so what
nobody booked.
happened in the video?
Oh, she just okay. At first, during contracts, she started getting a little irate, right? And because we're like, well, this is what the scene's going to be, and she's like, I'm not doing anal, but
Hmm.
you agreed to do anal. That's why you're getting the extra money. He's like, I don't care. You're still paying me the same, but I'm not doing anal. And so he's like, flips on the camera, and to finish the conversation. And so she's going off, and she's demanding more money for the scene. And then she's like, she basically wanted to get paid and not perform at all. So
Hmm.
she started insulting me. This is where the hate fuck came. She starts insulting me, so I wouldn't perform. And then basically, he never produced. He paid her like half the fee. Told her fuck off, get out. Because we during the shoot or during the industry, we have a kill fee, which means everything was arranged, but something happened at the last minute, so you get like half the pay you agreed upon just for showing up.
Right.
So, we called her a cab, kicked her out, and she never got booked again in the city because nobody's gonna want to deal with that shit.
Yeah, that's man, yeah, that's like fucking it's interesting like so like you get paid more depending on what you do. That makes sense.
Yeah.
So like what's the average amount that you would get paid for a scene for a woman?
Oh, okay.
Do you
I was
know?
like, me? Ooh.
Yeah.
I get it's a loose chain shot in Canada. You basically get
Yeah,
bust their home as a male talent.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah, yeah.
Girls would be like anywhere from boy girl scene would be like 350 to 500, depending on your if you're worth the 500, great. If you're new to the biz, 350. But if you have a following and you've been requested and blah blah blah, the gangbang shoot feature was like 1,000, maybe 1,200. Support was like 3 to 5. Um, yeah,
That's it, eh?
Uh,
That doesn't seem like that much. Like $1,000, bro. I've torched $2,000 at the casino in one night. I can't imagine getting paid half of that to have a bunch of dudes come on my face. Like that's fucked up, you know? $1,000 for a gangbang, that's nothing. Wow,
yeah,
that's crazy.
but again,
$500, even like $500 for one scene, and it's on the internet forever, and like millions of dudes potentially jerk off to this. That's
again,
it's true.
they were looking. It wasn't about.
Oh, I might have lost you. All right, well, I think we lost DJ. Everybody, this has been good. His face is frozen for me. I don't know what anybody else is saying, but I think I'm gonna end it. Good times. Peace.